Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing today? I just felt like kind of talking about something today. Getting ready for work right now, so what you're seeing me doing is tying my shoes. Yeah, really exciting, isn't it? There's a movie coming out here soon called The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise in it, and from the one preview I saw, it looks really cool. It is kind of a Groundhog Day-esque storyline where he is caught in a time loop, having to repeat, I don't know if it's the same day or the same couple of days over and over again, but it actually looks really cool. And I know some people are probably going to look at it and go, man, this looks stupid. It's just Groundhog Day with science fiction and Tom Cruise and mechs. And I'm like, okay, so what's the problem with this? It's got mechs, it's science fiction, it's packed full of action, and, well, honestly, ever since Tom Cruise kind of stepped away from the whole Scientology thing and Katie Holmes left his dumb ass, he's actually stepped up his game and made some pretty fantastic movies. Like Oblivion. Oblivion was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and he's actually just become a better actor ever since all this stuff has happened to him, and that's a good thing. And I enjoy it. Now, looking at this movie, we have pretty much a dystopian future where they're either getting invaded or something like that. There's a war going on, and they're taking people against their will, or they're, forcing people into service to fight the war. And, we're not completely unarmed. Everybody has, like, giant exoskeleton mech suits that they jump into. It increases their speed and their strength, and, has weapons attached to it and stuff like that. And it shows kind of that somebody else is stuck in the time loop with them, and she's destined to die, as far as I can tell. Like I said, these are all just based off of like a 4-minute preview that I saw. But I'm looking at this movie and I'm like, going, this is going to be really, really good. And as long as they don't Hollywood it up, Hollywood the fuck out of this movie, it's going to be awesome. They need to let it stay science fiction in the truest sense. Like, okay, he is caught in a temporal loop. Okay, let him be caught into the temporal loop until he can fix the issue and stuff like that. But I just don't want them to make it Hollywood. I want them to make it science fiction. If that makes sense to anybody. But, yeah, listen, check out the trailer. The movie's called Edge of Tomorrow. And tonight I'm doing Tech Tuesday. We're going over motherboards. And eventually the series will evolve into a kind of like build a cheap computer or stuff like that. How to build a computer for dirt cheap. And building computers is Robbie's livelihood. And I brought him on because he is far more knowledgeable at this stuff than I am. And, we want to make this series like... If you don't know anything about computers, if you don't know anything about motherboards, after tonight's show, you will have a at least base to mid understanding of motherboards. And that's kind of my goal with these Tech Tuesday episodes. I want to be able to educate you guys on certain things. Now, we do go over prices and what's mid-range, what's, stuff like that. But with motherboards, there's no real, like, low-end, mid-range stuff like that, because each motherboard has its own positive components and stuff like that. And it has its own benefits and pros and cons and stuff like that. So we're going to go over a couple of good ones, AMD and Intel builds. So that way you guys, if you guys want to, talk about building something, then you know what you're looking for. But at the same time, if you guys need a computer built, Robbie can do it for you. He usually tries to stay in the States because it's easier to ship in the States. He builds them and ships them to you. But if you're out of states, you guys can work something out. So just keep that in mind when you're watching the videos and you're thinking about building a new computer. Email him. Ask his advice. He's really good at it. So now that I've done, promoted my friend there, sorry. Yeah, join us tonight for Tech Tuesday and check out Edge of Tomorrow preview. I think it's going to be an awesome movie.